Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Voices of Change and Hope. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be on this call. Very bright morning for some of you. I know that we have people across the globe logging in. We have people from Asia, from Europe, from all over the world, from North America. So I know that as we're all facing this global pandemic and the situation that's happening around the world, and I've been monitoring the situation closely the last 10 days, especially. And I have, thought about as an entrepreneur, what are some of the things that we can do as a quote unquote leader of our community? What are some of the things that we could do? So, this thing about the voices of change and hope came to mind. And so just when I was thinking about that, I think 2 days ago, I received a text. An incredible lady had reached out to me and asked me if I was willing to do a call for women's empowerment. And so I thought, instead of women, why don't we just do a call collectively and globally to talk to our community, people that we have worked with the last over 10 years. And so it is a social responsibility and it is a human thing to do. So I'm very grateful for her to accept the invitation. And she is someone that I look up to in the industry because she is, the way I could describe her is, and I know many of you know who she is, but the way I would describe her is she's the big sister in this industry. She has spent many years in this industry, and you could tell when she's on stage, her unshakable faith, her power comes from within. So what better way to launch this call with none other than our global entrepreneur, someone that had made change in many people's lives around the world, with this incredible lady, a big sister to me, a legend in this industry. So with that, welcome our global entrepreneur all the way from Florida, Miss Theresa Greggory. Welcome.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Kim. It's such a pleasure to be on here, and I'm so excited to be a part of our global family and so much that we can do as leaders right now. So.
Absolutely. And I and by the way, thank you again for reaching out to want to do a call together. And as a result of that, that's how this came about.
Yes, thank you.
So, Theresa, now we're going to talk about a couple of things today to our global community of friends around the world. As you can see, we got people from literally different continents that are logging into this call. And some of them are so dedicated that it's 5 a.m. for them right now.
I know.
I mean, it's talk about dedication. And so, the intention of us of doing this call is really to hold space and to share some positive vibes as we all need it in this times of, change. So I want to ask you, Theresa, how do you, with all this happening, and I know that you've been staying on top of the situation, what are your views as entrepreneur and more importantly, as a human being? How do you view this whole situation and what we can do collectively as human beings at this time of change?
Well, it's definitely a time of change and, things that are going on unlike any of us have seen. But I do believe that we've all been prepared for. I thank God every day that I have an online platform. And I actually think that all of us as leaders have been prepared for such a time as this. And really, the other day, Kim, I was just thinking about the people and people kind of stressing out. And, we need to walk in faith, not fear. That's and right. God's not taken back. He knows all this is happening, but he also knows what's in us as people and what we can all collectively do to help each other, whether it's your families, your communities, your places of worship, your synagogues, your soup kitchens, wherever we can all reach out. And I know each place and area is different. But we need to stay strong for each other. We need to, and I thought, wow, what a place that we are as leaders, more so than ever. Right. And I just think that I started hearing some people, and they're from other countries, and we were doing some Skypes, and they said, well, we don't really know how to do Zoom. We don't really know how to do all this. It's time to learn. We're set up. We're perfect. We're ready. And so I feel more than ever that we're going to see a surge in our industry. People are looking more than ever. They're open, and we need to be that voice of hope, that there's always hope. Always.
Absolutely. Now, I think you touch upon a key word called staying strong. We all need to stay strong. So, what would you say? What would you say to others? How does one, in your opinion, stay strong in this matter? What can one do?
Well, I think we all have to trust belief and to try to work together to trust our governments. First of all, I think we need to be trusting in our leaders in our communities and our businesses, our management with our companies, where we're at. That's traditional business. It's online business. And we don't need to be a problem. We need to come forward and say, how can I help? How can I be a servant? What is the area that my gifts are? Where can I help the best? And trust that we have the best leadership that where we're at. It says that kings and queens and presidents are put in by God. And whether we believe that or not, it's true. And so we to trust and work with each other. And I think we're seeing the best of humanity starting to come out, that we're starting to see people say, how can I help? What can I do to help you? I know you may not understand this platform or this business, or you're looking for something, or how can we just help those? I told people in my neighborhood, even, I said, go get extra dog food for those that didn't do it. Go get extra food for those that didn't have an opportunity. So all my friends and neighbors and staff, they're all prepared. They're ready. And so we're ready to help any way we can.
Yeah, and also to add to that, I think that to stay strong, it's a lot more. I think it comes for that strength also comes with that sense of knowing, that sense of trust you talked about. And that is within. And, Theresa, you touch upon about, to me, in the midst of all the streams of media, all this thing, and I think the word that came to mind that we all as human beings have to use this thing called discernment.
Right.
Of all these stuff coming in. I mean, some positive, some negative, but we just have this discernment, say, you know what, we have to choose what we want to look at. And to turn that stressful, nervous energy into something that anchors, not anger, but anchors us. And so, like you touch upon, I've seen so many heroes on the streets. I mean, people that are cooking for the elderly, people that are delivering food for those who would have no access to it. I mean, I think staying strong, these are the things that moves people, that actually, for me, got me out of fear. And, as human beings, we all have this sense of fear, especially watching this news. But when like a call like this that you wanted to come on and do, a call like this, I don't know, when the minute that you and I decided to do this, it's like there's a surge of energy that comes from within that say, you know what, together we can do something.
Yes, we can. And
so with that, I think, I think our mental we talk about, some of the things we want to talk about, and we being in the wellness industry, and now in time to want to stay healthy. So how do you stay healthy? You look fabulous, Theresa, by the way. And so how do you stay healthy in a time like this? What are some of the things that you would do?
Well, I think everybody needs to have a game plan. Personally, we have more time now, so that needs to be something we concentrate on, because, we need to stay strong mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Get your spiritual antennas up. The answers are out there. And so don't let fear grip you. But, whatever it is, walk around your house a few times. I know you guys in California, God love you. We're praying for you there. We're not there yet, but we know different areas are going to be. And so I chose to do my webinar outside today because I thought I want to be out in this beautiful sun and fresh air. So, do what you can. Get together with your family. Get together with some of your team if you live close by, and do some team dynamics. Say, who can I call today to encourage? Who out there can I uplift? Who can I encourage and just give hope to? And everybody steps out and does that. We're going to be okay. We are, but things are transitioning on the globe. But you know what? I think, wow, we are a people picked for such a time as this to be on the planet at this time to help take us to the next place and the next level that we need to be. So yes, of course, physically, first and foremost, we now have that time. So, somebody said, well, I don't have the time. Well, guess what? We all have the time now to make our physical health a priority.
Absolutely. And, and thank goodness we have amazing products in the platform that you and I in. So take lots of that stuff, I've got them all right here.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have mine out here too.
I know. And so, I mean, besides like, taking supplements and all that, and I think that mental health, that stems within. And so I think, like you said, fear factor is all around, but it's up to us whether to pick that up or not. And so the key thing for me, is not to get up, not to get caught up in fear.
Right.
Because it's so easy to. And when we get caught up in fear, it cripples us and we can't do anything. So some of the things that I do, Theresa, like today before the call, I went out for a walk.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I mean, sometimes it rains, but when it's not raining, you just go out, get in touch with Mother Nature. And
yes.
And walk and just, talk to the people that gives you, that you get positive vibes. Look at the things that feed you mentally, spiritually. And so, and instead of looking at all those like dire news that's happening every day,
Yeah.
So I choose to do it that way. So as far as health, it is more, I mean, yes, we got great supplemental products out there.
Yes.
But that mental health is very important because that feeds in how we live our life.
Absolutely. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So as we think, I believe that we can come together collectively and just start spiritually thinking health and good thoughts on the earth, because that fear, everybody starts operating that way. But you're right, not only to take care of ourselves physically, to make that checklist, have accountability with your team. What have you done today to stay physically fit? What supplements? People right now all over the globe are thinking, well, maybe maybe I need to do more for my health. And maybe I'm really thinking of that plan B right now. So guys, we know we have the best products out there. We wouldn't be doing the type of growth that we are. And, people are thinking about, boosting their immune system is more important now than ever. So people are open and they're thinking, what are we going to do? We don't know where this is going to go, but we do know what we can do in the voice and the mouth that we are on the earth today to encourage others.
Absolutely. I think you touch upon the key. Like when it comes to social distancing, self-isolating, it doesn't matter. But we have this gift, this heart, and this voice. And we can be that voice of change and that voice of hope. We are facing changes, and change is part of humanity. So I think all of us coming together from here, connecting to the heart and your voice, be that voice of change. And collectively, we can be that voice of hope. And I think, Theresa, you also touch upon, a lot of times in our years now, you've been in the industry for how many years, Theresa?
46 years this year. I know.
I was counting.
But I think
that's why I call you the big sister, because I was counting to see how many years I've been in this industry, and I go, oh my God. So I look back, and I go, oh my God, I think I got started in this industry when I was 26 years old. And I go, oh my God, it's like almost 30 years. No, not quite, but it's like time flies. So, and in this industry, Theresa, we have seen a lot. And one of the most common things that we hear, and I'm sure you agree with this, is that I don't have time. And I think you touch upon it, that I believe that we, because the circumstance, whatever's happening in the universe, okay, that we have taken that excuse of I don't have time away. I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to pursue my dreams. I don't have time to do whatever. Well, you know what? That's taken away. So the time that we have now, I mean, I know that for California, it's locked down right now. I know you may not be for you guys right now, but it doesn't matter. Lockdown is just physical, but there are many things that we could do, in the whole universe. And so, I mean, so this is a time, take time to read a book. This is how I get out of being caught up in fear. Just, sometimes when you get a piece of information that's not too pleasant, what you do, what I did, I just literally drop everything. I sit down, I do some yoga, or you pick up a good book and you read. Listen to positive messages. So the time that we use, and again, like what you said, Theresa, I think we are so blessed right now to be put on earth and chose to come on earth in this time and space that we live in. We get to witness the change.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. We are the change.
Exactly.
We are the,
and what is happening around the world, this is going to be in the history book that future generation might read.
And how we walk through it and come through it. You know, I like to tell people, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, peace, joy, and a sound mind. So put up those spiritual antennas. You'll get that peace. It's in you. Like you said, Kim, it's within you. We just have to, like a light switch, tune into that. And so, you know, as there's some transition and change, there's time for inventory. There's the time for self-reflecting. You know, what is important? How can I help more? What are the gifts that I've been given on the earth today to reach out and help others? And, you know, you said something about use your voice, use your mouth, and you death and life in the power of the tongue. What you speak forth happens. And so what's interesting, this is the dispensation. This is the year of what they call the mouth. It's called Pei, P-E-Y. And this is the year, what you speak forth in your life, you can bring, it can come to pass. Be careful what you're speaking. If you don't have anything good to say, zip it. Even in the midst of all this, find something positive, find something encouraging, find something good, because good will come out of this and we'll be stronger.
That's right. That's right. And also, I think that, you know, sometimes we see in media the pointing fingers of who's who. You know, the way I look at this whole thing is that it is happening around the world.
Yes.
We are all leaves and branches of the same tree.
Yes.
So I think this is the time that we ought to come together and collectively, all of us, has to be that voice of hope and change.
Right.
And so,
right.
And that's how we live life. And I, like you said, Theresa, I think in year 2020, it is time for humanity to shift. It is time to live consciously, and it's be the voice of truth. And that's why I was very passionate the last 2 weeks. I wanted to launch something like this. And thank goodness that you had reached out. And so that's why we have this call. And so living life, Theresa, now you have lived a very successful life in this industry and led a very successful team across the globe. So what and the time that we get to live right now, I know that the situation that's happening around the world, there's major economic impact to many people across the globe. And so, and obviously I know, you know, I kind of know what, this is an interesting topic because now it leads into our business landscape, how that is impacting the timing that we're in right now, what we can do. And I know that, like, you know, we talk about having the time to do things right now to pursue our dream. So what would you say, how would you describe, you know, of what's happening around us, that the business landscape we're in right now? What would you share with the audiences?
Well, you know, Kim, actually, it's something that had to drop down in me because, you know, everybody has that place of, am I going to buy into all this, into the fear of it, or am I going to look at the faith and the hope in it? And I decided, you know, I'm not going to sit back and withdraw because we have to keep this commerce machine going around the world. You know, and some people really don't have a clue what to do and where to turn. And wow, what a time. I can remember there was a book, Kim, back in the 90s. It's Faith Popcorn Report. And we used to talk about that. And she said the future was going to be people would cocoon and burrow because of disease and terrorism. And that would be the future of the world. But the marketers were trying to figure out how to penetrate that cocoon. And look what we have. Look what we've been prepared for. So we just, and so I thought, you know what? I'm not buying into that. I mean, look, I know there's things that we need to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to our governments, our governors, our mayors, our city leaders. We need to be supportive of our medical community, everyone. But I thought I can do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start all over again. You know, I don't need to work my business anymore because it has taken me to a tremendous blessing, a tremendous place in life like it has you. But I thought, shame on us as leaders if we sit back and just cruise. Now more than ever, we are needed on this planet. And so I've just made a decision to gear up. And, you know, it's just like the moms. I said, you know, when those kids are in bed, start your Zoom, your Zoom party at home. Put those kids to bed and social distancing is touching. You know, we're created to interact, so we can interact this way. What an amazing technology and where we have come to be able to do that. So I challenge everyone, every single one, no matter who you are, how long you've been into the business, start your Zoom opportunities, your Zoom parties for moms. Put the kids to bed, invite your girlfriends and say, this is my Zoom night, not my Zumba night. It's my Zoom night.
Maybe both.
Yeah, maybe both. Maybe you can Zumba together. But, you know, I'm seeing good in humanity and mankind coming together. I really am. And so I had to look at my gifts, my abilities, and identify with the networkers. Look, we have a big mouth. We've been gifted with a big mouth, Yes. So, we just need to shout it out there. And our company is doing amazing things. Janessa is doing amazing things for people to take us to the next level. They're doing some amazing things as a company to help us to help others. And so there's going to be a change. There's going to be a transition. But, we're coming up and we're going to come out and we're going to come up.
Isn't it interesting, Theresa? Like, you and I've been in the industry for not quite 30 years, but almost, right. And you've been a lot longer. Gone from the paper days, the paper application, everything has to be physical, person to person, face to face. We've gone from that stage to today, the digital age. I mean, it's fascinating. And technology has allowed us to connect. Look at this. I mean, we have people from all over the globe coming together.
I know.
We didn't do this before. So because of the timing, the technology that allows people like you and I to do this. Now, I have a lot of friends in the traditional business. Even, in LA, restaurants, they're forced to close. Yoga studio, retail shops. So they're closed, and yet they have employees, they have overheads, they have the shoulder. So I think more and more so in times like this, and as things are started to change, start to shift, the business landscape started to shift. It also, I believe that it also empower or is an opportunity for other entrepreneurs to open their mind to what's about to come in the future. Because the business model, the old paradigm are being shattered. The old paradigm's going away. So, and I think more so than ever, a lot of traditional business people, like my husband, who's a physician, okay, they have to keep the clinic open. They have to put the staff in the clinic. So the things, but you know what? If they stop working, there's no income coming in. Now, obviously, you and I are blessed enough to be at a space, to be in a platform and worked hard in the last whatever years to be in a position that money continues to come. So, and that also comes with that sense of responsibility. That's why you and I are on this call today. And so I think more so than ever that because of timing, it's like a concept that is going to become to have massive appeal, massive acceptance. And that shift is now. Would you not agree with me, Theresa? We've gone from the paper age to the digital age.
Absolutely.
And now the economy, because, you and I talk about, we know and we grew up in environments as, in our industry is recession proof. And I think this is the best timing to make that work. Would you not agree?
We have always said our industry is recession proof because when people have money, a lot of people do our industry for the social life. They may not need the money. They do it for the social life or they do it for their health. They want to look better, feel better. And then obviously many do it for a supplemental income. But we are recession proof because where do you go? Where are all these people going to go? And it's putting a tax on our system. Like I said, we need to keep the machine going of commerce around the world. And so I might have to stretch a little bit more, learn a little more new things, like even in medicine, they're telemedicine, teleconferencing through medicine now. And so I think that as we as leaders, you're going to hear a lot more from us, a lot more of us getting together, just like we're seeing people get together that are crossing political divides and saying, this is bigger than our politics. This is bigger than our beliefs. We need to get together and work together. I think, like I said, you're seeing the best of humanity coming out through something like this. But the e-commerce platform, we are like Jackie Ma said of Alibaba. The future is from the producers of the products, from the manufacturers directly to the consumer. We are that model. And we are that model that is in over 143 countries and just doing tremendous business around the world. And I want to say one other thing. I was on a Zoom last night with a new group of just really dynamic young entrepreneurs from the Philippines. And they may not be on here. They said, can you record it? Because we're asleep at that time, but they could be. And they said, we're so used to going and getting the money and getting the product. But what are we going to do about getting the product if we can't get it? And I said, you know what? We can't have fear of the what ifs. We have to do our part and trust our leaders that in time, is your product going to be late? Probably. Is your product going to be delayed? I'm sure it will be. Our job, our gift is to keep the e-commerce going in the midst of everything that's going on, and leave the logistics to the government, to the city leaders, to the government, to the people. It will come through. It will eventually catch up. There will be a new way, but we keep doing what we do best.
And absolutely, I think in a time like this, it's us, all of us human beings coming together. And like you said, in times of challenge, in times of stressful situations, to me, that's the breaking point. That is the turning point of human spirit, of us doing something. And so as far as the business landscape is concerned, for me, it's, for those of you that are fortunate enough to be a part of the e-commerce platform, and if you're not, find one that works for you. And like Theresa says, we are fortunate to be in a platform that operates in 140 countries and territories. So to me, the way I look at it is like this. It's not like we're going to go recruit other people. The way I look at it is recruiting and building a business model in times, especially in times like this, we have to do it consciously. The way I would look at it is that this platform offers people a solution. In times like this, people are looking for ways, when they're not working. Yes, company might be, big corporations might be able to pay their staff a week, 2 weeks off with pay. Right. But if and should this situation continues, what do the rest of the entrepreneur, employees, what do they do? Well, the way I look at it, thank goodness. And there are platforms out there. And we, of course, we're a little biased. We love our platform. And so,
yes.
And
love our company.
Absolutely. And so this is a perfect timing to really have people. We don't need to do that. People themselves, will have to shift, take off that lens of that they used to view things because of external environment that's happening. People are beginning to take off the lenses, the things that the way they look at what people used to do business with. And so I think more than ever that the timing to build the business model that we're in is phenomenal. With social distancing, with technology these days, we can, at the comfort of our own home, we can build a business from all over the world. True or not true, Theresa?
Yeah. I think, we spent 10 years running around the globe building this platform, Kim. We did. And it is ready. And, I know many people are looking for something out there, but I want them to use wisdom. A lot of people come along and sell you a pipe dream, and you use your wisdom on the success of a company, with the management team, with the people that you're working with. And so our company, Jeunesse, has just done such a tremendous job with so much recognition. And Kim, I will say, of my 46 years of being in the industry, and maybe I'm a little biased, but we have the best of the best leadership, the best management, and the best, our corporate staff is amazing. We can get a hold of them when we need to help us get things done. But we may need to step up just a little bit more in the field for the new people. It's the new people now that, there are people at home wringing their hands and fretting. And I hate to think that, we're supposed to have peace, to walk in peace. The answers never come in our worry. They always come in our rest. So I just encourage everyone to stay at that place of peace, because there are answers, there's shifts coming. And sometimes isn't it the Asian word, Kim, for crisis is opportunity. Yeah. And so find the silver lining in the cloud. There is a silver lining. And so for those that were thinking of retiring, because I know many of us as leaders with, our platform and Jeunesse family, we could retire. We could just say, hey, I've done it. We arrived. We're here. But I don't think there's a selfish bone in any one of our leaders or our management team. And I believe we're going to do it all over again, but we're going to open it up to this ocean of people that are going to say, show me, I'm open, help me, even if it's a little bit of extra till things work out for them, till, where they can see where their future is.
Absolutely. And I think in times like this, truly, the way I look at it is that we have built a solid foundation. And, there's a movie called When You Build a Field, when you build a field,
they will come.
Baseball, what's it called?
Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
Field of Dreams. Yes.
Yes. So the field has been built. And so the way I look at it is that we can be that platform for those that resonates with them, that we can be that platform for those to choose in a time of change to participate in something like that they otherwise wouldn't have ordinarily look at this situation, look at this platform. But because of what's happening around the globe, and we have, what's the proper word to say? We have withstood the
the test of time.
We have withstood the test of time. That's it. Okay. So thank you, Theresa. So we have withstood the test of time. That 10 years, almost until 11 years, we are here. And so what better way to offer that solution to the masses? And so, truly, Theresa, I think that this is even more so for all our people out there, that Voices of Hope not only coming from the quote unquote leaders up top, but the Voices of Hope comes from everyone. You are that voice of hope. You are that voice of change. And so that's why we come together for calls like this. This is not teaching you how to do things, but rather to share with you, Theresa and I's, together combined 76 years of experience, in this industry. Sounds really old, but anyway, so it's like sharing with you our inspirations. I mean, Theresa, you don't have to work anymore, but 46 years later, you are still right in front of the camera. Ain't it beautiful? And I think that speaks volume. I started this platform from day one. And think about this, day one. And almost 11 years later, we are still standing.
Yes.
And we are here. And we are here to support everyone. I mean, for me, it's, even more so now in humanity, it is time for voice of truth. Deception doesn't work anymore. So I do hope and empower all the entrepreneurs out there that, when you promote, when you build something with people's interests in mind, promote consciously, a conscious living. So this is something that some of the things that helped me pave my way to be who I am here today. And so, in closing, what I would like to do is, maybe Theresa, maybe some final words and inspiration for our audiences here. And then I will wrap up and say my share. So any other final words that you would like to share with our audiences?
Yeah, I just want to encourage everyone, remember your gifts. They're there for a reason. And I want to share this. I really believe, Kim, up until this point in time, we have been in practice. It has been in practice for such a time as this, that we now more than ever can help people. We can encourage people. We can point people in a right, positive direction. We individually can be that hope and that change. We have a saying in the church, the church isn't a building. The synagogue's not a building. The mosque is, your religion's not a building. It is us. We are the church. We are the people. We are your faith. Whatever, it's you. And so you don't have to have a building. And so it's a voice. And we all have that voice. We've all been gifted with that voice. This is the year of the mouth. It's PEY, pay. Speak forth good things. So collectively get off of this call. Speak forth your destiny. Speak forth your purpose. And just roll up your shirt sleeves and say, okay, who can I now start over with and build and encourage a new platform and help to show the way. So great times, Kim. I'm excited to be a part of them. We are the people picked to live on the world for such a time as this.
Agreed.
So thank you, Kim.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Theresa. And just to anchor what you were saying, I think this is time to extend that helping hand online or offline if you're protected with gloves and whatnot. And so I know that, some people might be hearing the news about the contagious thing and all this stuff. The way I would say is, stay grounded. As human beings, we all have that fear. I remember when my husband come home from the clinic, I'm like, hey, honey, can you make sure that you scrub yourself down before you enter the house? I mean, these kind of stuff are there. But, I've come to a point where this is how I come to peace, especially living with a physician who's out there, okay? And so for me, it's like, you know what? I got to stay grounded. When we're stay grounded, connect to Mother Earth, And of course, practicing all the healthy hygienes and all that stuff. But us as human beings stay grounded. And more importantly, to raise our very own vibration. The vibration is like a protective shield that protects us. And so, whatever it is that helps you to increase your vibration, your frequency. I mean, whatever is important to you. Like for me, I have different tools. I have like these crystal bells and stuff. I mean, yoga, and I know I have a teenage son, he's 16, 17 years old. And so
wow.
Time flies, right, Theresa? So
yes,
little baby. But anyway, so for me, it's like, he does video games and whatnot that I couldn't play, but I want to try to have family time. So what I do is I connect with him in a specific time, and he likes hip hop music. So you know what I do? To increase my own vibration, my sense of a connection, I say, son, play your hip hop music. Mama will dance with you. So I don't know, move,
Yeah.
Just move. When, sometimes when we're all stressed, like stress and worry, when we drop all that and get into the groove. When you dance, when you do yoga, when you do meditation, all that worry disappeared. What does that mean? That means we're getting into our own zone. And so when you increase your vibration, have discernment of things you're looking at, things you choose to do. So I hope that this very first call have served a little piece of inspiration that sends the voice of hope and change. And I'm very grateful, Theresa, for you to be on this call. And since we still have a little time, Theresa, I know that we have a lot of callers that are in Asia. That they might not even understand English, but they stay on just to feel that positive vibration. So,
right.
If you mind, I know you don't speak Chinese, but I could be the translator. Is there one of a few things that you can share with our friends? We have a lot of people from Singapore, from Indonesia, from Hong Kong that are on this call, and Taiwan. So, could you say a few words to our friends over there? Whatever that is you want to share, and so I can translate, and I would also like to say a few words to our friends abroad.
Okay. Well, Kim, I want them to know we're really all in this together, and there's no we, they, it's us. We're all in together. And I think life, the universe, God has a way to say, let's time out here on the way things are going, and let's get things into perspective. And so we do love our brothers and sisters around the world. We do love each other. We care for each other. And I know in our Jeunesse family, Jeunesse is my family. It's been my family. And, we all have our spheres of influence, but we're there for you, whatever country. I mean, our thoughts and prayers go out to Italy, to China, and this too shall pass. My mother used to say that all the time. This too shall pass.
That's right.
And there's always another side we will come through. But I want to just encourage them that we're here for them. If we can do anything, I will help out any way I can, and we can translate. And it's not any one thing that any one of us can do, anything huge. But you know what? We can all do a little something.
That's right.
If we all get off of this webinar today and say, I can do a little something, and you identify. You maybe type in there what you can do, or you just send it to your sponsor or to your friend. I can do this, and I can help others. And if everybody gets off here today and just gets quiet and say, what can I do? What is within me that I can do to help the betterment of mankind and the planet and the gifts within me? So we want to just encourage you. We're in it together. We are not passing judgment on anybody, anything. We are one big family, and I think that the situation is going to have a way to bring us all collectively together. So I want to thank everyone and just send out special blessings to every one of you. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. And I just feel that we are here for such a time as this.
Beautiful. And that's such a beautiful blessing and message to all the people, not only in Asia, but around the world, our friends in Europe. In North America, everywhere around the world. And so, I like to say something into my Chinese friends abroad. And so, and I'll do my best to translate what you had just said. and I summarized it a little bit. But that's a beautiful message. I don't know if I could capture all of it, but I'll do my very best and do the essence of it. Teresa，大家好啊。那 Theresa 呢，刚刚呢就是跟大家分享，就是说我们都是在现在这个状况呢，我们大家是个大家庭，我们都是大家都是在一起的。那不管我们在哪个地方，我们的心都是连在一起。那也希望大家呢，再看看周边我们的朋友，我们可以做什么，可以帮助谁什么，不是要很大一个动作，很多时候小小的一个动作可以有很大的 impact， 很大的一个帮助。所以呢Theresa 呢也是这么多年来的，在这个行业里面也是我们的大姐姐啊。所以呢我们今天也非常感谢 Theresa， 我在这里呢也非常感谢在座每一位。可能有一些朋友不会听中文的，不会听英文的，可是你们还是早起来哦，非常非常的感谢。So Theresa, just kind of quickly translate what you have said. And so what I like to do is I also like to say a few words in Chinese to my friends, and then we'll wrap up this first call. 大家呢，这是我自己个人的一个看法哦。现在这个社会，整个社会，整个全球都面对这个疫情哦。我认为就是人类现在要改变的时候。我们每一个人都是一个希望那个光 ，It's that voices hope， 就是那个希望的声音，也是改变的声音。从我们自己来做。过去很多人说，中国有一句老话说“河水不犯井水”，其实对于我来说，河水和井水最后都是同一的水，都是回到地球下面。So 不管怎样。我们都是连在一起的 ，so 我相信人类大家 together， 我们一起来用最正的能量去面对改变，大家 be that voice of change and voice of hope. So I said what I said in Chinese. I hope it makes sense. And so what I like to do to wrap up this call is to send blessings and to hold all of us to hold space for that positiveness. The positive vibes that together we're going through this together. Like Theresa says, this shall pass and this shall transcend into something even more powerful that will empower human beings. So together, let's be that change. Let's help bring change and bring hope to people around the world. So with that, thank you, Theresa. And thank you all for being on this call with us. And we look forward to doing more calls with you guys. Thank you. Have a great morning, great evening, great sleep, wherever you are in the world. Be healthy, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye, Cam. Thank you. Yes.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.